Well, good Tuesday morning, Living Word Church. I'm going to flip things up a little bit. We're actually going to talk about the announcements first, and then I'm going to go into just a quick devotional. I am going to actually tag in something that I would like the entire church to do. I meant to bring it up Sunday, and I just completely forgot. There was so much going on, and trying to run into a new series and all that. So I do have a Bible memory verse for this series that we are going to be doing called Facts. And we started this past Sunday where we started to talk about the future and what the future looks like for a Christian versus a non-Christian, and really how that future manifests in our lives in relation to our holiness and righteousness and justification and sanctification, and really what's that interim look like? What does it really look like when Christ comes back? But more importantly, what does it look like when we spend all of eternity in perfection with Him in glory? So I do have a memory verse that I would like us to all memorize, and that is in Ezekiel chapter 36, and it is verse 26, and it says, "I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you, and I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh." That is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 26. So guys, I would ask as this series moves that you memorize that verse and not wait. We actually have 5 more weeks in this mini series right now. We actually are going to be talking about authority this upcoming Sunday, and then we're going to pause the series slightly for Mother's Day, and I have a Mother's Day message that's prepped, and then we're going to get back into the Facts series. So we started with future, we're going to authority this upcoming week, pausing for Mother's Day. Then we're going to go into culture, really a tough topic to tackle, but we're going to try to tackle here at the church. How does the church respond in our current culture? And then we're going to talk about tithing, something I literally despise talking about, but it is in the Word of God. And then we're going to talk about service. And I was chatting with somebody last night in men's group, and we were in prayer, and I asked them to pray for me because, guys, I'm just being completely honest. I don't like to talk about these topics. I don't even like exactly what the Bible teaches about all these topics. And I think that's folly to think that just because I'm up there preaching, that I enjoy and I like every single thing that the Bible teaches. Of course I don't. I am a man of flesh, and I have a heart that the Lord, through His graciousness and His glory, has transformed from a heart of stone into a heart of flesh. Indeed, He has done that for me. But my flesh is still at war. It doesn't say He removes the flesh from me. That will not happen until He calls me home to glory. So my flesh is still at war within me, and some of the basic oracles, the basic truths of God bother me, because my flesh still wars against them. So I love that verse in Ezekiel. I pray that you will memorize it. And guys, I actually have another verse that I'm going to have us memorize in this Facts study. So I'd ask that you don't spend any time waiting to memorize this verse. Get on it today. Memorize it right now. Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 26. Okay? Get on that verse right away. So what we have coming up, guys, is on this Friday evening, okay, this upcoming Friday evening, the 29th, it is an apologetics class. How to not only share your faith, but how to have a reason for the hope that's within you, and how to destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God. Those are 2 of our memory verses that I had us learn this past summer, and we're going to be talking about what that looks like practically in the Christian life as we unwrap what the apologetics class is going to be about. And now I know if you guys are sitting there thinking, I don't want to just go to another class where I'm sitting down and someone's lecturing me. Guys, that is not what's going to happen in this class. This is going to be a back and forth discussion in the class. If something comes to your mind, if you have questions of theology, of Christendom, or if you have questions about what the Word of God teaches, we're going to try to unpack as much as possible in the standard thought process of the human brain as we unpack what the gospel really teaches and how we can support it biblically and from a scientific standpoint. So that's what's coming up this upcoming Friday. We're going to talk about all the things we're going to cover in the class. So come with your questions, come ready to learn, come ready to share, and we're going to be discussing that this upcoming Friday, the 29th, 6:30 p.m. here at the church. Kobe talked about it on Sunday, but if you have a teen, bring a teen here too, because we actually have a teen group going on. It's called H2O, and it's happening upstairs in the upper deck during the time that we're going to have our apologetics class. So you can bring some of the family out. If we get a huge turnout, we eventually may offer childcare for this event, but right now there is no childcare. If you're kids are willing to come and listen, they're more than welcome to show up and sit and be part of the class with us. For anyone who is not of teenager age, that can go upstairs to the teen group. So that's what's coming up this Friday. We also have something that I need you to RSVP for. And if you are a mom and you have a daughter, we are actually going to have a mother-daughter's tea event that's going to be happening. Kathy French is putting this together for us. So that's going to be on May the 21st, starting at 11 a.m., going till 1 p.m. And we do need an RSVP for this. It is for moms and daughters to come together and have a mother-daughter tea, 5 years and older for the daughters. So we're going to try to start to develop some of these events as we move forward. But right now, the 21st of May at 11 a.m., I'm going to put the number of Kathy in the description below. You can RSVP to her for this mother-daughter tea event. Guys, we have some other events coming up, but check out our calendar for what's coming up in the future and what events are coming up. If you are not plugged into a small group, you can also check out our calendar. I'll put the link in the description below, and you can see all the small groups that we have running during the week. So, guys, that's what we have coming up just in the next little bit here. What I would ask, too, is for the apologetics class, if you guys know somebody who might maybe not be saved or is searching or seeking, what a great opportunity to bring them out to this class, because we're not going to be talking about just generalities. We're going to be talking about the foundational truths of why the gospel is real and how we can prove it and how we can talk about it and how we can have assurance in it and faith in what we teach. So if you are interested in that class, excellent. But if you think of somebody who might even be able to gain and grow from that class, drag them along with you. Friday, 6:30 p.m. So, Ezekiel 36, guys. This is really a verse that I want us to memorize. I want us to understand as we go into the next couple steps of the Facts series. And I'm going to tell you why. Just as I just told you how I, in my own spirit, in my own flesh, are at war, right? My spirit desires the things of God. My spirit is so enthralled with the things of the Lord, and I hunger for what His Word teaches. I hunger for the truth that is in there, but yet my flesh battles against that constantly, and it's constantly pulling. And I'm just going to be completely straightforward with you. Over the next couple of weeks, as we unpack and talk about some of these issues, they're not going to be easy to hear. There are people in this church who are going to hear the messages that are brought forth over the next couple of weeks, and they are going to be so upset with some of the things that are said, because the Word of God really, it gets and targets and hurts the very flesh that we carry around. And it is so against our nature to submit to the things of the Lord that when we hear them, immediately we get angry, we get upset, we say, things in our own spirit, in our own mind, in our own heart, we say things against the message, and we don't allow it to bind to our life. So, guys, read Ezekiel 36, verse 26, memorize it, bind it to your heart, hide it in you. Has the Lord really done a work in your heart? Has the Lord really started to manifest real salvation in your life, where you might not like or enjoy the things of the Lord, but you are willing to submit to the things of the Lord? You're willing to understand the truth of what the Bible teaches. And if you want to dive in a little deeper, and actually one of our next memory verses is going to be here. It's going to be in Romans chapter 8. And if you start reading in the beginning of Romans chapter 8, it really, the first maybe 8 verses encapsulate what the difference is between somebody who's walking in the Spirit and somebody who's walking in the flesh. It says in Romans chapter 8 that the flesh cannot submit to God. It can't. It is hostile towards God. In Romans 3, it says that. It backs it up in Romans 8. It says those who are living in the flesh cannot please God. It's very, very straightforward. But it says in something that's so powerful and so amazing, it says those who set their minds on the things of the flesh, they love the things of the flesh. But those who set their minds on the things of the Spirit love the things of the Spirit. And I can tell you guys with utter certainty, I have grown to love the things of the Spirit. Even if I don't like them, indeed I love them. And I love to hear the Word of God. I love to see the truth of the Word of God. I love to bind that truth to my life and walk out a life that is pleasing to the Lord, not for salvation, but because of salvation. And that's the work that He's done in my heart, changing my heart of stone and turning it into a heart of flesh, that I might serve the King of Kings and the Lord of Glory. I so look forward to seeing you guys Friday, Sunday, and all of the events that we have going on here at the church. If you guys need prayer, or if you guys need any kind of support at all, my number's in the description below. You can send me a message. And I just enjoy so much being able to be here as a body of believers, serving the King who reigns supreme on the throne in glory. In one day, guys, we will stand glorified with Him in heaven. What a day that will be. What rejoicing we will have as we praise the King who created all this, who binds truth to our lives, who takes our heart of stone and gives us a heart of flesh. Love you guys.